The International Labour Organization (ILO) on Thursday officially launched a study conducted on the socio-economic impact of the closure of the Wales, East Demerara, Rose Hall, and Skeldon estates between 2016 to 2017. During that period, a total of 5,160 workers of the Guyana Sugar Corporation (GuySuCO) were laid off. Through this study, focus group interviews were conducted with 41 workers who were laid off from the closed estates, and it was found that their livelihoods were severely compromised. In fact, the report highlighted that only one worker felt she was better off, compared to when she worked with GuySuCO. According to the report prepared by local economist Dr. Thomas Singh, weekly household incomes fell by 64%, from an average of $32,238 to $18,450 after the closures. Additionally, when the study was conducted, some 2 years after the closure of the estates, a significant number of workers were still unemployed. And the study reported that among those who found new jobs, new skills had to be learned at their cost, though starting over was made easier by the severance they received. The average severance was about $838,177.
So entire communities were sent into depression because of the sheer dominance of sugar estates and the closure of those sugar estates. The dominance of sugar estates for income, employment, business prospects, and the aspirations of families. As I said, it's not just about livelihoods, it's about the sustainability of livelihoods. The closure of estates was a shock that rocked communities. Career aspirations of children, documented here, for being either teachers, nurses, police officers, doctors, or even other things, those career aspirations of children were shattered. Suicide and alcohol consumption and crime increased in each of the affected communities, as perceived by the respondents in the focus groups. As mentioned before, incomes fell significantly. So livelihoods were not sustainable after closures of the estates.
Following the fallout of the closures, the study made several recommendations that would help to address the socio-economic impact felt by the thousands of people, and for the government to consider as it forges ahead with its intentions to reopen the estates and revitalize the sugar industry. One recommendation Dr. Singh highlighted was the creation of a national investment and diversification strategy for Guyana that would help to diversify the economy in ways that would counterbalance the price volatility that characterizes commodity markets such as the sugar and oil industries. Through coordinated and complementary large-scale investments in many sectors simultaneously, the economists posited that foreign demand for products could be tapped into, leading to an increase in the size of the markets and subsequently the growth and development of the local economy. Specifically, investments in cellulosic ethanol using sugarcane and other forms of biomass could also help to increase the profitability of the sugar industry, Dr. Singh reported as well. Meanwhile, Senior Minister within the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, noted that this report would provide significant food for thought as the government aims to revitalize the sugar industry.
I will say that the report makes a number of recommendations which we will of course study. Some of the recommendations coincide very closely with our thinking already in government. Some we will need to reflect on a little bit more closely and consider a little bit more carefully before we decide how to proceed. But the report certainly provides a lot of food for thought.
Additionally, President of the Guyana Agriculture and Workers Union (GAU), C. Paul Narain, said it is the union's hope that policymakers consider the report's recommendations to ensure that the livelihoods of the workers are maintained. Reporting for the newsroom, I am Vishani Raghavir.